appreciate you all coming to the meeting today. AARP is meeting with members of Congress, both Democrat and Republicans, and their staff to push for inclusion of the issues that are important to AARP members and its bills currently before Congress. So you notice the agenda, we've called it a listening session. It's because we want to hear from you as well as tell you what we're working on. I think we can all agree that the system that we have now isn't sustainable, and I also think that we can agree that the current system could use some reforms and improvements. So to review the program. Excuse me, but I would really appreciate it if everybody could keep their comments quiet until there's time for the public. We're going to have time for everybody to have question and answers, and I would appreciate some courtesy. Really. I mean, this might be fun for you, but that's not what we're doing today. We're going to try to do some communication. Share some ideas.
You've got some members here with these heartfelt stories. Let them stand up. If you happen to have a different crew here, okay?
You know what? You're not really running the meeting, sir, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. Okay. We're going to be working on. Excuse me.
Do you guys work for us or do we work for you?
I'm here as a volunteer for AARP. My politics have nothing to do with this. I'm just going to discuss with you why AARP is advocating for health care reform. Insurance companies do not show $80 billion profits without denying health care. Because how would they make money if they provided everybody with health care? There's no way. AARP does not endorse any legislation. AARP does not endorse any member of Congress.
Danny Glover is an AARP spokesperson, and he's shaking hands with Hugo Chavez. Well, no, but he's your spokesperson.
I apologize to our members. I'm sorry that it turned out this way.
We are. So you think that just because the people that agree with you...
There's only one voice.
You're very
the ones they want to hear.
Get up your card. I'd like to ask you.
I'm listening, brother.
Quiet! If I understood it correctly, you're representing the national. I've been an AARP member for 19 years. I've been around for a while. I've never yet canvassed on any of these things. I'm hearing all these other people who are in the same situation. How did you come about doing that? And how did you, I mean AARP, and how did they decide that they were going to sponsor this bill? Just because, I mean, I can understand that they're interested in trying to help us with healthcare issues and this kind of thing, and that's fine. And certainly it's not a perfect system. By the same token, we don't want to throw out the baby with the bathwater, you know, and just give away our freedoms while we're doing this. So who in the world decided that this was going to be sponsored by the AARP? And by the way, it is sponsored by the endorsed.
AARP has not endorsed the legislation. You're incorrect. You're incorrect. Anyway, I'm done. Now, why don't you come out in print? Why don't you come out on the news and in print?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give 1 second for Thomas, a fellow United States Marine from Phoenix, Arizona. Came out with over 200 points. This health care plan is a boondoggle and a threat against all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, just remember, this is our republic, this is our government. It's up to us to maintain it.
That AARP is not ours.
Exactly.
It's someone else.
Yes, sir.
Stand up, take your government back.
Cancel your memberships. Cancel your memberships. Cancel your memberships. I got my mom out of the insurance programs long ago.
I'm canceling my membership and I would like to have my dues back. I have to do is get out and get my money back.
Healthcare has exploded in the past 10 or 20 years. Our illegal population has exploded by 30 million people. Now, can't we see the connection? Can't we see? Yes, wake up. America's up to here. And I am a Latina, okay? I was born in Brazil. to bring my 4 children. My family has been here in the United States. I have an aunt who's...
This health care bill is not about health care. No. This is about our fundamental constitutional rights. It is a liberty issue. Now, I'm 61 years old, and I was out pursuing the American dream with a family like everybody else, working 15 hours a day and voting, and that's all I did, politically speaking. And all of a sudden I wake up one day and I realize that the politicians we've been electing have been taking that dream away faster than I could get my hands on it. And it hasn't just happened with Obama. He's just a huge expansion of it that now is waking us all up. And we're realizing what Madison said, which is anything that's worthwhile is not free. It requires sweat equity. And that's what we're here today to do. It's sweat equity to get out and make our voices heard. And it doesn't stop here. I got 2 more things this afternoon. I'm taking off work to go do 2 more things. But it's vigilance. This is about vigilance. It's not, we don't need to be involved in these string arguments and the horrible things that happen to people. I understand that. I've got some of those stories myself. But this is about liberty and about freedom. And we got to go to Pete Sessions and everybody else and make it clear that you guys in Washington better get back to that basic and get the heck out of our lives.
To be with us. We did not mean to take over this meeting. We came to ask questions. They left. And that's what a town hall meeting is all about, is a give and take. But we are all American. We have got to share love for one another in this country. We're trying to find the best way to make this work. And the best way is within what we're doing right now. It sounds like we can get mad at each other, but we must not call each other names, which I don't think we did today, and somehow try to persuade each other for the best of this country.
Vice President of the Lake Highlands Area AARP chapter. Unfortunately, the presenters lost track of staying on track because of the interruptions from the audience. Unfortunately, that is why they had to cancel the meeting.